Welcome to Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk. I am Andy Krutzinger. We're a little early.
You forgot
Where's
the mic.
Ah! Welcome to Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk. I'm not sure if you heard that first thing because I was talking without a mic. I knew I felt weird up here, but I didn't have my computer, and so I attributed that to not having my computer. We're here. I'm Andy Krutzinger. I am here with Mr. Hunter Moeller. He looks like he's getting some ducks in order over there, and Mr. Nick Stephens, who's on camera at least a little bit today. This is our March Madness special because we're kind of in a weird time with high school sports. We were going to talk about high school sports first before the first commercial because there's a few things that have been going on. Actually, there's something going on currently because Wesleyan Baseball is playing their first home game right now. That's where I'll be at the end of today's journey, but got a doubleheader. But yeah, we're going to have a little bit of a more wonky show today, a more discussion-oriented show, not looking at our computers all the time. And we're a little early today. 1:30, and the reason is because we're starting to run around and do team pictures. So I've got the Mount Pleasant Panthers track team pictures coming up, and you know the show takes a lot of time.
Yeah,
you know we get in here about
most of our time spent driving here, but
yeah. Well, we drive here about 8 a.m. Then we get in the makeup chair for a couple hours.
Right.
And then we go through rehearsal.
At least 3 hours in there.
Yep. Go through rehearsal. And stuff like that. Contact our sponsors. We talk to them every morning.
Right.
And so it's hours go into this show before you even start watching us. So we had to start a little early, 1:30 today. So that also tells me that I shouldn't be goofing around at the beginning of the show since we're on a time crunch, but I'm going to anyway. Hunter, I see you got the Denim Dan outfit going today. Yep. I like that.
Yep.
It's gritty.
I like the no denim jacket.
This might be the last.
Pretty warm.
This might be the last day you get to wear that.
I know it's pretty nice out actually.
It is pretty nice. I'm excited. The temperature is just heating up slowly but surely for the Wesleyan games today. We are going to talk about high school sports before our commercial, and then later on we're going to talk about the tournament that begins tomorrow. Kind of began last night, but our March Madness first annual Friends of the Union bracket challenge. We'll announce our little prize / punishments and reveal our champions. So there we go. But first, speaking of champions, we want to talk a little about a big story from this last week is that the All-State teams came out.
Yep.
For boys basketball, and we had a few deserving, three very deserving players that I think we kind of would have guessed were going to be on there. In fact, I thought we might even get a couple more. But Hunter, tell me about the who we got on the All-State boys basketball team this year. This is by the Iowa Print Writers Association, by the way.
Yeah, some familiar faces from some of the better teams in the area. And as you said, I thought we'd have a few more, but representing in Class 1A is obviously New London's Blaze Porter. Mm-hmm. He was named the first team in Class 1A, and then Peyton Higgins from Mount Pleasant, obviously junior, representing in Class 3A on the second team. And then in 3A, along with Higgins, but on the third team is Fairfield's Max Wheaton. So those three have been named to the list. Obviously, Porter helping the Tigers to their second all-time school state tournament appearance. He averaged 25 points on the season, 4.6 assists, 8.4 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block per night. Higgins, obviously, great junior campaign. Obviously, ended a little abruptly there in the final 2 weeks with a ankle injury, and couldn't play in the postseason. And but nevertheless, great showing for him. Obviously, averaged 20.7 points per game, and that was second in the SEC. I believe it was Burlington's Marquise Lewis that kind of led, and he was one of the top scorers in the state. So third in the league in rebounds, 8.2. 3.5 assists per game, and second with 2.4 steals, and obviously helped the Panthers to a conference title, first one in a little while there. Mm-hmm. And then Wheaton obviously does a little bit of everything for the Trojans over there. He led the Trojans with 19.5 points, third best in the SEC. Led the conference with 13.6 rebounds and also 1.3 blocks. So some real deserving players there in that trio.
Yeah, I thought something interesting was that their value of a couple of them was shown in Higgins and Porter when they weren't on the court.
Right.
Because Higgins obviously missed a few games for Mount Pleasant. The team is totally different. Of course, he also got hurt right before the tournament, which makes a difference. But just seeing them, the offense without him versus with him. And then Porter, we got to see them against Winfield. We got to see them try and hang on without his services. And then Max doesn't get in a lot of foul trouble. So for as big as he is, he's careful enough. So they didn't have to play too much without him.
Right.
This year he's a smart kid. But I thought those were three that obvious. You could have put all the money in the world that those three are going to be on there. So
right, I agree.
Pretty easy. We also had 4 for the girls, by the way, which came out week before. Brady Buffington went from Union first team class 1A. Of course, she was the leading scorer and rebounder for the Wolves. Did she out rebound Melina Epping?
I believe so.
They both basically
like
averaged a double.
0.3, I think, or something like that.
And for a state tournament team, so that was an obvious one. She also blocks 2.3 shots a game. So that was a pretty easy decision for the Riders there. Could just boom put her on there. A team that didn't have a great season wins-wise, that was even a little shorthanded this year than they should have been because of injuries and stuff like that, was Highland, and Sarah Burton put up crazy stats this year. 16,
she's got one of the craziest stat lines.
Yeah, 16.4 points per game and 12.3. She was one of the players that we loved, like when we do the roundups. And we're going through Varsity Bound to check out what kind of stat
Sarah Burton had like 26 and 18 or something like that.
3.8 steals and 2.5 blocks a game too. So
Yeah.
she's a stat. If you could play high school fantasy basketball, she would have went off every single night. And she made the second team on Class 1A, as did Ella Kissel for Waco, who scores a ton of points. 22.2 points per game for Ella Kissel. She has a lot of scoring records at Waco now. Single game, 3-pointers made. She's up there career-wise. I think she has the steals record at Waco, 3.7 steals per game and 3.2 assists per game for the Warriors, and they were better this year than they have been since I've been in Henry County, which has been a while at this point.
Yeah, we're kind of losing a lot of great talent too. I mean, you talk about the record breaking, obviously Blaze Porter's, up there alone as a scoring leader at New London now. So, we're seeing some great area talent kind of head on to the next step. Obviously, and Kissel going to college too, as well as Porter. We got a lot of kids going places too after high school for this basketball. So
yeah, most of these kids are seniors. Sarah Burton is a junior.
She's
a junior, so she'll be back next year to put up those kind of numbers. And then Peyton Higgins. But our other one is a senior. Our last girl, Andrea Luprado, who I believe has now made 3 All-State teams in her career. She ended up with 22 points per game and 13.2 rebounds per game. And just like Kissel before her, she has a lot of. She ended with the scoring record for single points in a game. I think she was the second leading scorer in Mount Pleasant history. I think she might have been the number 1 rebounder. So that was pretty impressive.
She's been one of those that put up some crazy stat lines we saw too over the way.
The girls this year in high school basketball is just like they would just have these eye-popping stat numbers. More so than the boys. But so those 4 did a lot. So that was 7 players All-State from our area. Pretty good. We usually have a good amount, but especially with the players we all lost last year from like Mid Prairie and a couple of the other 1A, 2A teams. It's pretty impressive that we got those All-Staters in there.
I agree.
So yeah, wanted to get that out of the way because it is now into the spring.
Yeah.
Which feels weird. It's finally warming up. We've been doing track stories and stuff. I did a story today, actually, on the Mount Pleasant and Fairfield. We're at Wartburg yesterday. Washington ended up with, did I say Mount Pleasant Fairfield? I say Mount Pleasant and Washington right there. Rewind the tape.
I think you said Mount Pleasant and Washington.
Yeah. Mount
Pleasant Fairfield?
My did I say?
Mount Pleasant Fairfield.
I said Mount Pleasant Fairfield, didn't I?
Yeah.
It was Mount Pleasant and Washington. We're at Wartburg yesterday. Washington had 5 wins yesterday, 4 of them on the boys' side and 1 on the girls' side. Elijah Morris and Micah Reese both had wins for the Demons. And then they had 3 relay teams that won yesterday. And this I think there are like 30 teams there. They're all a lot of big schools. Boys 4x2, boys 4x4, and boys and girls 4x8 all won yesterday. So five winners for the Demons last night. Mount Pleasant had 4 winners, and 3 of them were Will Davidson, who won the 400, the open 4, the long jump, and the 55 meter dash, and not 60. So in outdoors, it only goes to 100. That's 100 is the quickest you get.
Yep.
Sometimes it goes to 60. Last night there was a 55. Avon Trong not only got third to Davidson in the long jump, but he also won the 55-meter dash. Davidson won the hurdles. Trong won the dash. So sprinters, big sprint night last night for the area.
We were talking about last year. We had so many people make track, and now that you're talking about it, it's like I kind of said that we'll see if it's going to be a little less athletes making it this year, but
because there are a lot of seniors last year.
Yeah, a lot of seniors, and well, it's kind of shaking up to be that way.
we both go to state track, and then we don't get a break at state track.
Right.
We don't eat because there's stuff going on. There's never a time when a Union area kid. Track is one of our strongest sports, so there's never a time when a Union kid isn't out there.
I just will never forget. We got there like a minute late, and right as we kind of got into the stadium, that the Pekin girls were already just getting us ready to start. I was
like, hey, I'll watch just in case.
Eddie's like, Pekin wins. Yeah, just in case. All of a sudden, Pekin wins, and we're like,
and they won the. That was the sprint medley.
Yeah, because I headed over to shot put, and then all of a sudden I hear Pekin girls are your state champions. I was like,
yeah. So we had a state champion the second we walked into state track last year.
It was pretty funny.
So that's it's gonna be madness. It's gonna be madness. A little preview for after this first commercial break. Last order of business, not basketball-wise. We have not really breaking news anymore, but it was a couple nights ago. So the football classifications have come out, preliminary. I don't know what that means because they always say the preliminary classifications. It doesn't change that I've seen.
Right.
So the word preliminary scares me that we're going to put a story out that says football classifications change. And then they're going to be like, oh, those are just preliminary. We had some math problems.
Yep, we're going back to 4A.
Yeah, but the big news was that, yeah, that's right. You had it right, though. The big news was that the Mount Pleasant football team, which had went up to 4A when they added another football class, is the highest 3A team on the grouping. They did population plus free and reduced lunch numbers, which doesn't affect the public schools too much. They're all kind of even. The private schools end up getting a little bump. But Mount Pleasant, Fairfield, Washington, all 3A next 2 years.
That's going to be crazy.
I assume back in the same district, but that won't be official for a little bit till they'll get the districts out here in the next month or so. And then Van Buren County bumped down to Class 1A from 2A. So the last 2 years we've had Mid-Prairie, Cardinal, and Van Buren County 2A teams.
Yep.
And now it's just Mid-Prairie and Van Buren County. So, Mid-Prairie and Cardinal. Van Buren County is now down with Sigourney Keota in Class 1A. And same 8-man and A teams. One thing is that Danville was a co-op with Mount Pleasant. They are now their own Class A team again. So, it won't renew the Newland and Danville rivalry because they're not going to play each other.
Right.
And Hillcrest Academy plays with Clear Creek. So Clear Creek's in 4A. Yeah, they co-op with Clear Creek.
Oh, really?
Manna, yeah.
Huh.
So there's no Hillcrest Academy team. But if you're a Hillcrest fan, you knew that already, so we're not bringing the news here. But yeah, there you go. So that's all we got for we had a little spring house cleaning, little winter spring house cleaning before we talked about basketball. When we come back, we're going to make the announcement of we're gonna talk to people who didn't see the tweet the other day about how to join our bracket challenge for the NCAA tournament that starts tomorrow, and we'll talk prizes and punishments. So stick around 2 minutes. Check out our sponsors. We'll be back.
Tammy takes the time and has the personal interest in each one of us. I don't worry about what's going to happen because I know my policy is taken care of.
She pulls what I need and puts it together, which is the program I get from her.
Every year she calls around September or so and says, there's changes again, and I'm going to do the best thing for you. It's been perfect. She does a great job.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Hello, and we are back with Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk. You know what I did not do last time?
What's that?
I didn't say where can you watch, Hunter? Where can you watch Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk?
I don't know. No, you can go to Washington Live's YouTube. We also have Fairfield and Mount Pleasant Live. Facebook. And we're also on Spotify.
Yes.
So
Watch
if you don't
it
want
live.
if you don't want to see our lovely faces, you can listen to our
True. Audio.
to us
Or you can, because we do have video on Spotify too. We're basically the technology kings of Southeast
I forgot
Iowa
that-
because we're on all of them.
I forgot that Spotify does that.
Pretty
like
soon
does that they have the video aspect on there. I feel like it never used to be like that. You could only listen to audio, but I don't know if that's like a recent thing or what.
I don't know. I just had a thought in my brain. You know, like all the AI stuff, like ChatGPT. Could you make AI watch Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk and then have them write a script for us for our next show?
You think?
People could probably do that, right?
I actually did have it right.
Oh,
A
here we go.
Newsbreak episode. A script
Oh,
for
really?
A Newsbreak episode, yeah.
Oh, Nick's way ahead of this.
Yeah.
It looked pretty good.
Because we talked about it in the morning show, and it actually, it was like a normal.
Wow.
Newsbreak.
Maybe we should have a ChatGPT show one day. next break, maybe after baseball, we'll do a chat. We're gonna do let AI catch up a little bit to our brains, and we're gonna do a ChatGPT show.
be
But
pretty
that has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. What we are talking about right now is we want you all, if you're watching, to get in on our. Can they look at it now? I assume that you're watching. Crossover between people who watch NCAA basketball and who watch our show has to be like the Venn diagram has to be a square circle, or like a circle, right?
Right.
There's nobody that doesn't know what the bracket challenge is. You get on there, you pick your winners, make sure to pick a final score for the tiebreaker,
Yep.
and get in our group, Southeast Iowa Union. What do we call it? Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk Live. That's not what I called it. Friends of the Union. It's called Friends of the Union, and I don't think there's a password, is there?
No, there isn't.
We didn't make a password. So it's as easy as possible. We tweeted out and linked it and pinned it on our Twitter. So you can get on there. As you see, Nick's in, right?
I am in.
Yep.
Hunter, you're in.
Yep. First off, hey, your middle name's David.
Yes, Andrew David Kretzinger.
I was like,
Yes. Now, I made a slight mistake because I had the entry level at 5. At 5, right? I've knocked it down to 2. It doesn't matter if you were one of the people that went and did 5, you just got ahead of the game. But we like to be purist on this show. So I would like if you do 2, at least attribute your second one to somebody else. Be like, this is my dog's bracket. Or do what I did, which is I had my child do a bracket.
Where is it?
There, Addie
there it
Kretzinger
is.
right there. My 5-year-old did a bracket. Actually, my wife's in there too. Look at that. So we've got friends all over. I'm just going to read off a couple. I saw Colin Stark, men's basketball and boys golf.
Hunter Hughes.
Yep.
Yep,
At
Waco.
Washington, there's Hunter Hughes from Waco. Andrew Brown from Winfield Mount Union is over there. They got in there really quick. Mike Wilson, the principal at Mount Pleasant High School, is in there. Real Smart Highlights right there.
Yeah.
We retweet them all the time.
Scotty Melvin.
Scotty Melvin's in there. Look at all those people.
Yeah, we
So
got-
already we have
Oh my.
We have over 35 people in this thing.
Longhorns, baby.
Longhorns, baby. I got a guess on who they're going to pick.
I think I know who that is.
I assume that B-Lo Mafia is a Bills Mafia. That's Buffalo Mafia, so that's a Bills fan.
Must be.
They were quick enough to get 5 entries in there. And Nick Steffens, their Rutgers got robbed, which they also they lost last night in the NIT, right?
It's kind of embarrassing for me. I made the bracket before they got
Yeah.
their hearts broken.
I wonder if there's an NIT version. And then we should have done a women's one, but I think everyone was gonna pick Iowa if we did a women's one. So this is more competitive. And the prize, we're gonna get a prize for the winner of this. All right, this is what I'm proposing as the prize for the winner. If you get first place in our bracket challenge, we're gonna basically throw a party on the last day, the next episode. We're gonna go out and maybe buy some balloons, and just basically like maybe have their name up in not in lights. But you're going to be prevalent on the next sports show. You can come on if you want, I say.
Yeah.
And or send a video or something. I'll just contact the person who wins, and we'll have them accept an award. And we're going to have some sort of an award. I don't know if it'll be a trophy like one of these guys right here. I'm not going to give away this because this isn't mine. But or Nikki, you're talking about
getting a WWE belt,
a title belt. That would actually be great. We're going to look at prizes on that. But custom made, it's like $400, so we're not gonna get one.
I was thinking the cheap
champion.
WWE, $30 for children.
Yep, $30 children's WWE championship. We will get you something
belt,
like that.
Remember the
spinner belt?
Yeah,
It's like $10 more, but there is one.
It's weird for me that all these years later. When I was a kid, it was called WWF, so it's weird to me that it's even called that. But we're gonna get you something. And then real quick, we needed to talk about our punishments for the. We were going to bet the 3 of our brackets against each other.
Yes.
I had an idea to do a karaoke. The loser has to do karaoke. You guys said no.
Yes, emphatically no.
Yes.
All right. I've got 2 more ideas. What if the loser has to run for governor? Would you be okay with that?
What is that?
You have to get all the signatures, and you have just get all the signatures and pay the money that it takes, and then maybe put out a couple of yard signs. You can say no to this because I got one after that.
How much money does it take?
I don't know.
No, I'm good.
All right.
Only because we don't know the extent of it. Like,
is it even legal for me to run for governor?
No, you have to be 30, so I could do it, and you guys would have to wait a little bit.
I don't know. I didn't know what the age requirement was.
I looked it up
no,
already.
not you. I'm just saying.
I was prepared.
You have to be 30. I'm not even 30.
Yeah, but you guys are close enough. I mean, that's like 2 cycles away. So it was just be an honor system. Or the winner just buys the others a meal and we'll eat on the show.
Yeah, I was thinking we just like buy Jefferson Street or something.
Perfect.
Like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Joe, no, does Jefferson Street a sponsor?
They're not.
Cut that out. We're gonna buy Uncle Neff's.
Neff's
I love no free ads. I do love Jefferson Street, but they gotta no. Uncle Neff's.
It depends on where the episode's being recorded.
That's a good point. Or buy just old Thresher's food or Wagon Wheel.
Yeah.
How many restaurants do we have that are at this point?
Uncle
We'll buy
Neff's,
from one of our
Wagon Wheel.
sponsors.
Yeah, we will. I think it's just as of now Uncle Neff's and Wagon Wheel.
We'll buy from Uncle Neff's and Wagon Wheel. I'll drive to Washington to get one of those. Shout out Mount Pleasant businesses if you want to be, or in Fairfield businesses that sell food. You better be advertising soon if you want to be eligible. We'll do a wheel. I'll do a wheel. We'll do a wheel between our sponsors that sell food. Boom. Got it. All right.
Let's do it.
Let's jump into a couple of. We're gonna reveal our picks today.
Yep.
For the 3 of us. Because I'm addicted to watching anybody say who they think is going to win. I saw a spoiler on Nick's.
We're just gonna avoid that.
There we go. So why don't we say?
Final four.
Should we do a teaser? Should we go to our second commercial now?
Nah.
No, we'll do it right now.
Yeah.
All right. We'll each reveal our final 4. Who's going first?
Okay.
Hunter, you look excited to reveal your final 4.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe?
So my final 4, I've got Alabama and Duke out of the South/East.
Okay.
I've got Texas and Kansas out of the Midwest and West.
2 Big 12 teams.
Yep.
So what's your, like, if you added up all of the bracket seeds, what's your total? 'Cause those are a lot of 1 seeds, right?
Yeah, so it'd be 6 out of the South, and Alabama's 1, Duke's 5, and then Texas is 2, Kansas is 1.
Okay.
So that's 2 1 seeds,
And now
2 and a 5.
I'll make another bracket to add in here, but I'm a Kansas
You gotta
fan,
make
so
it
I
your dogs.
always make one bracket where Kansas is the winner.
Oh yeah.
Now I do think they do actually have a good shot to win, but like for my next bracket, I'll switch it up because I want to try to
Yeah, I've got a friend who's a big Kansas fan who didn't pick them last year and they won, so he did that too. Nick, you want to go next?
Sure. I should note that I've watched a total of 2 basketball games all season.
Yeah.
So my Final Four is, let's see, Bama, Duke, Houston, and UConn.
With, as you can see on the screen.
As you can see on the screen, I got Duke, UConn.
Dude.
That's
I just feel like
So you feel like it's
straight out of
another,
the
you feel
90s.
like it's another year of like Kemba Walker and
Yeah.
what was that Shabazz
Shabazz
Napier?
Muhammad.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
No,
Shabazz Napier.
Shabazz Napier or whatever.
Yeah,
Like it was
Napier
Kemba
played
Walker
for
the one
UConn.
year where UConn was like an
They were an 8 seed.
and they won the title, and then Shabazz
did.
Napier, I think they were a 4 or 5, maybe even more than that.
Yeah.
And they won it.
Did UConn beat Butler? Yeah, because Butler made the championship twice in a row when I was in college.
Yeah.
They lost to Duke and then lost to UConn.
Yeah.
By the way, Hunter, did you say who you had winning?
Oh,
by the
I
way?
had Kansas. So I had Kansas beating Alabama 68-65.
Kansas over. Wait. You do have Kansas winning.
Yes.
Oh. I thought you said you were going to make another one where Kansas
Well,
is
I'm
winning.
no. I already have this one to make Kansas, but
Kansas is winning
Kansas winning this one
over Alabama.
And now I probably end up having Kansas win the next bracket, but I'll switch up some of my picks that I think are up in the air.
Hunter's going to make a bunch of names and there'll be like 20 of them, but all of them. just have
Well,
Kansas
last year I
winning.
made one of Iowa winning it, and they got bounced by
Yeah.
who was that? Can't remember.
Richmond.
Yep.
Ugh.
Oh
That
yeah,
was sad.
the Spiders.
Fun story. Not fun story. I went to a signing that day. I forget who was signing. But we had all watched like the first half of that, and so we were all kind of had our phones up. I thought by the time the signing started, the game was going to be about over, and we were going to be up like 20, and it was a very depressing signing because
They're the Spiders, right?
They are the
Richmond
Spiders.
Spiders.
Should have
yes.
known that we were the one team that's like only kind of arachnid that
Yeah.
beat Iowa. Were they like a 12 seed too?
Iowa was a 5 seed. Quick oral history of the last couple of years for Iowa. They were a 5 seed last year, lost to Richmond in the first round. Even though they probably were picked by like 10% of the country, like they were real trendy. It was like Iowa's gonna win this
Right.
year, didn't.
Like a lot of people had Iowa in the Final Four.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people did.
My thought is that they won the conference tournament, and then they were just like, we're the champs. Like it was too much of an emotional. If I was a college basketball coach, I'll say right now because I never will be, so they can't get me in trouble. I would lose on purpose in the conference championship, the first game. I would. I'd throw the
Then
game.
rest yourself.
So I could rest. It doesn't make any sense that they have to play a game on Sunday and then on Thursday.
Well, it's
that's
like
3
Kansas
days.
getting obliterated by Texas in the Big 12 championship.
Yeah.
But still number 1 seed.
Still number 1 seed, and I'll tell you right now, I am a little
Should have
nervous.
just forfeited it.
You should have just forfeited it. There's no reason. I usually pick mine based on who lost their conference championship or who didn't make it to the championship. I actually have, and my phone's not working, but I'm going to tell you who I have.
Mm-hmm.
I have got Texas as a 2, and whoever the other 2 seed is on this.
On the West, the 2
2
seed
is
UCLA.
UCLA. I got Texas and UCLA on the right side, and I have Alabama and Purdue on the left side.
You have Purdue?
I have Purdue. Zachy's very big,
Hey,
and sometimes you just have to be big.
you know, I kind of roll with Nick's guy here. I saw this stat. I'm telling you about this. There's this crazy stat that Duke's 17-1 when their team's fully healthy. That's why I got Duke in the Final Four. I wouldn't be surprised if they won it. And plus, every single team that's been rated, I mean, every team that's been in the top 10 this season has like 3+ losses. What
They
Purdue?
do.
Yeah.
Purdue was number 1, or let's see, Houston was number 1, and they got like 5 losses.
Yep, they do.
Purdue's got 5 losses.
Yep, they do.
Kansas has got like 6
Oh,
losses.
no, I missed it up.
Oh, he's changing.
No, I meant to look
Live
at the
changes.
information, not the team.
And then I do have UConn going a very long way.
1-1 versus top 25. Yeah.
I actually used BC More Rankings, which is a high school stat thing. It like tells you guys know if you're watching this and you're a high school basketball fan. If you go to BC More Rankings, they have like power rankings of the high school teams. They have an NCAA section. I used that to see that UConn was very good. And so I've got Alabama beating Purdue, and then I have UCLA winning and then winning the national championship.
By
UCLA.
the way, I will say that I have I have Iowa beating Houston.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got Iowa beating Houston,
I do
and then
not.
then Iowa losing to in-house Big Ten Indiana.
Oh, really? All Big Ten. I have Indiana going far too. Oh, I was gonna say last year Iowa was a 5 and lost. The year before they were 2, and if you remember, They were a 2 seed, and then VCU and Oregon were supposed to play, and VCU got COVID. So Oregon got a bye, and it was unfair. And then
I have Iowa making the Elite Eight, losing to Texas.
It would be. Let's
man.
see. Iowa's last time making the Elite Eight would have been probably definitely before you guys were born.
Yeah, I'm looking at that, and I'm
When was
thinking.
the last time the Iowa made the Sweet 16? Was that before you guys were born?
Yeah.
No, I think they made it when early 2000s, like 2002, 1.
Yeah.
They made it when I was a little kid. They made it, and they got bounced by Kentucky. Hunter, when were you born?
97.
Okay, so you'd have been alive.
I wouldn't have remembered
rushing.
anything.
I remember rushing home to watch them beat Holy Cross or something that year, and then they lost. No, I think they lost in the round of 32 to Kentucky.
So the last time they made the Sweet 16 was when I was born in 1999.
1999. There you go.
It was Sweet 16, yeah.
Yeah, and the Elite Eight was a long, long time ago.
Oh, yeah, who knows?
So that would be historic.
I'm almost wanting to pick
Hawkeye fan.
Indiana. I wanted to change it to Indiana over Iowa, but like,
Once you got to that point, though,
it's like, I don't know. Indiana, I feel like, is the more complete team because they actually have like a big presence. Like, I don't know.
I don't know why Indiana rubs me the wrong way. No, they don't. Now that Blaine Frazier goes there and wrestles, they don't. Not wrestling, but basketball wise, I don't know why. I think it's I don't know why. I don't think it's Steve Alford, by the way, who coaches tonight for Nevada, because I didn't really dislike him as much as a lot of Hawkeye fans did. But I don't know. Just Indiana and Illinois are kind of my Big Ten basketball teams. Where I'm like, ugh, in Wisconsin.
I don't know.
Anyway, so what? So we got UCLA, Kansas, and UConn.
And UConn. We
All coming from the right side.
I like that because UConn's like, I swear it's only UConn that ever is like a lower seed that no one talks about and always comes out and wins it. It's like,
Yeah, they're kind of like a low key blue blood program.
Right.
When you talk about the blue bloods, you don't
you
think
think
about
of Duke,
UConn.
Kansas, UNC, and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Kentucky.
We do need to take the second commercial
Yes,
break.
we need to take a commercial break. And after
said
the
we're
commercial
gonna do
break,
it.
we're
We
just going to
started
start talking about. We'll talk a little bit more about stuff until we have to leave, basically. So keep going. We'll chat a little bit. We'll do upsets. When
Yeah,
we
we'll
get
do
back.
upsets. I like that.
Protection is important, especially when you're talking about your dreams, which is why we're going to keep you covered with plans that can save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. That's protection.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross. Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
We're back, Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk. We're just basically chatting March Madness. Let me do a little math here. 2:04, we got plenty of time. So Hunter, by the way, who had Iowa in the Elite Eight as of 5 seconds ago, is now thinking about having them lose the first round, which I never do that, but I realize that my happiness will be.
I'm gonna roll with it.
You're
They're
gonna roll with it.
upsetting
There you go.
Houston in the round of 32.
This is my thought on Iowa. I'm as happy as I can be if they win games, no matter what my bracket said. Unless I put any money on it, which
Maybe
I
it was
won't.
just the pressure last year, you know?
Yeah,
Maybe it was just
I had them
pressure.
going a long way last year. I was a believer. as a believer last year.
I had him in the or maybe the Elite Eight last year, I think.
I had him going a long way. And when they were 2 seed, I had him going a long way too. I might have had him go all the way last year because they looked like they had so much potential. But when you do have them going a long way and then they lose, it is that much more crushing. Because then not only did they lose, and you're sad about that anyway, but then my thing is if the Iowa loses, then I want to, okay, I'm sad that they lost, but then, I can still follow my bracket. And
Right.
maybe go up the things. That's what I thought. Oh, I had one more thing to talk about. I want to call out another media member.
Uh-oh.
Charles Barkley, TNT, who's an Auburn fan. So the game is in Tuscaloosa or Birmingham. The game is somewhere
It's in
closer to the
Alabama.
University of Alabama. And so Connor McCaffrey said that he was hoping that some of the Alabama fans would be there cheering for Iowa because their rival is playing. Charles Barkley said that not only should Alabama fans be cheering for Auburn in the tournament, but that Auburn should be cheering for Alabama, even though they're rivals.
Yeah,
Seems a little
seems a little weird.
weird. Seems a little weird, Alabama. That's weird.
Charles
you don't
Barkley,
get that
he
in
always
Iowa.
just has beef with random places across the country.
He does. Well, he has beef with us now. So if he watches this, we're coming after him on Thursday at whatever time they play, 5:50. We should have made a bet with him. Maybe we get if Auburn wins, then the TNT guys get to host Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk.
And you guys get a host.
Yeah, and if Iowa wins, we get to host NBA on TNT. What's it technically called? It's a great show.
What is the name of the show?
What's
For what?
Inside the NBA?
I was
Inside
gonna
the
say
NBA.
Inside,
Yeah, that would be great. What do we have? Hunter, what are your biggest upsets?
Oh, well, there's a couple I'm up in the air on. Probably right now, my biggest upset is Charleston beating San Diego State.
College of Charleston.
They're
Yes.
12 seed, but
Oh, San Diego State plays in the Mountain West, right? I saw a stat that the Mountain West was like 4-25.
I've got Drake beating Miami.
I also
I
have
do
Drake
too.
beating Miami.
I like Drake's chances better than Iowa's. They've been hurt all year, and they're healthy, and they've got Garrett Sturts from Newton is super good. They have Roman Penn, who's super good. They just have then they have a couple twins, right?
Yeah,
So Drake is stacked.
A couple other ones. I have Penn State, Tennessee beating Texas A&M. I've got what else? VCU beating St. Mary's. Boise State beating Northwestern.
Oh,
I
Northwestern.
got Boise State winning as well. I think we have a lot of the same.
But there's like
upset picks.
there's some other games that are I don't know like when an 8 and 9 seed play, can you really call it an upset if the 9?
Yeah.
I think it's like 11 out
Yeah,
of
it's
the
gotta be 11.
out of the
Even
last
10-7
16
isn't
games.
really
I think
that
it's like
thing.
some stat like out of the last 16 games, the 9 seed has beat the 8 seed 11 times or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like
I think
what do we consider an upset? Are we talking like 10 versus 7 as far as we go?
I think it has to be higher than that. I think it has to be like.
I think
12.
11 or 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 11's a little bit of up. So you have Providence.
I think Providence is going to make a deep run here. I think I have them to the Elite Eight. Yeah, I'm Elite Eight against Duke. Before
Oh,
Who does
losing.
Providence play?
we couldn't be more different.
They play Kentucky, Kansas State, Marquette. If we do the top
Dream run right there.
higher seeds.
I don't know. It just hurts me in my soul to pick like a high, like even a 12 seed losing to a 5 seed or a 12 seed beating a 5 seed sometimes, like when it's like a bigger name. Like I don't know.
Oh, when the 5 seed's a bigger name, you like Kentucky. I have Kentucky going. I have
Kentucky
total
losing
opposite as you guys because I have Oral Roberts over Duke is probably my biggest. I think I might have a 13.
I have Kentucky losing to Kansas State, but also Kentucky is like good though. Like I feel like they just haven't had the best season, but I feel like they have potential to be good.
My thought is you always, no matter how bad they've been, there were all 5-star like superstars in high school, so that talent still resides in their bones somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
I have. I thought about messing around with Grand Canyon.
I thought that was an online university.
Maybe it is.
I thought it was too.
Maybe their AI. Maybe their whole team's AI.
Like even Gonzaga, they got Drew Timme over there. It's like
I might have College of Charleston.
I don't know.
Yeah, Gonzaga still got a bunch of really good players. I have.
It's tough, isn't
I
it?
thought about Missouri. I watched Missouri, and they looked pretty good. And Utah State's Mountain West. Mountain West always loses, so I've learned this week. And then my 5-year-old Addie Kretzinger, who's in our bracket challenge, she picks based on the mascots. I just kind of read off the mascots, and she likes to go through. And so her national championship was last night when Pittsburgh played against Mississippi State, because that's her champion right there. She's got to beat USC. So
Wow.
There you go.
What a pick.
So I was gonna have a punishment for the last place of our challenge period instead of just the three of us, but then I realized that she had a more than decent chance of ending up there. So
Yeah,
Maybe
your
no,
5-year-old daughter has
no
to buy us all
booty.
lunch.
yeah, you have to go out and get a job and buy us lunch with your first paycheck. You got any other ones, Nick? You got more upsets than the two of us, I feel.
I feel like I have a lot of upsets. But
You got Pittsburgh going that, huh?
Which over the commercial break, I might change that.
Well, we're out of commercial breaks.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now it's just got to be off air.
Well, I did see that Xavier's like the most likely to get upset. I saw that was like
really?
a stat.
Who said that one? Was that like
was
ESPN Stats and Info?
Maybe.
Who's Xavier beating?
Xavier, Kennesaw State.
Oh, they're in there.
Yeah.
Oh, who have they beaten or who do they have?
Oh, no, who have they beaten? Oh, that's who they played first round.
Let's see. They have played. They lost to
beaten
Gonzaga.
UConn twice.
They've
Wow.
1-2 on Marquette. Lost by 7 to Duke. Last game against Creighton, they lost. Lost to Indiana by 2.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
They're just kind of back and forth, I feel like.
They sound decent. They got old, what's his name? Former Iowa big man who we would really could use.
Oh, they have Jack. They have
Nungy.
Nungy. Oh, I'm going to go back into my tournament and make them go further. I forgot they had Jack Nungy.
He's stud too.
That's going to swap mine. You know what I like to do, by the way, is if I can't figure it out, I just go on their website and look at their team picture. Because I never watched any of these teams before. Once conference championships, then I'll be sitting there like I watched UCLA play, which is probably why I picked them. Oh my gosh, they're jumping out of the gym. These guys are awesome. I'm going to pick them to win.
Right
but
now,
before that, I never watched them the entire
How do you feel
season,
about Creighton?
besides Iowa.
I have Creighton losing to NC State. I'm a little upset there. I don't know, though. Creighton's playing pretty
NC State, I feel like, always is an upset worry.
worthy.
I don't think that their new mascot looks very tough. I like
No,
the
it
old one.
doesn't.
Oh.
I mean, I just
Toughness of the mascot?
Yeah.
their BPI rank was like pretty bad.
Yeah, I saw that. And also, but I
Lost
mean,
to Kansas, Duke.
split with Duke, Miami, Virginia.
Lost
Lost
to
to Clemson 3
There you
times.
go.
That's tough.
Yeah.
But then won and lost North Carolina. But I mean, North Carolina was a shell of itself. From
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see
I
what
don't know.
happens.
We'll
Whatever.
see. But you know what? We all have live dogs today. Maybe not tomorrow,
No.
but right now we're all alive.
All
for
right,
everything.
I got a question. Pick a round where the last
One seed.
the last bracket will be alive at.
Oh yeah. It doesn't it usually. It's usually after the first round, right?
Well, last year it was like the Sweet 16. Like everybody's bracket was busted.
Was dead. Oh really? Even though there was a 15 last year that went all the way. People had them in the Sweet 16. You mean like the last perfect bracket dies off? I think it's the first round because Warren Buffett puts up $1 billion, doesn't he?
Maybe it was the first round.
I think so because Warren Buffett puts up $1 billion if anyone goes perfect because he just knows no one's going to go perfect.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that the odds of going 64-0 are pretty. I mean, if you parlayed all those and put $1 on it.
I'm almost positive though there was a guy.
I think people have gotten it correct.
2015.
Out of the first couple rounds.
First couple rounds.
I think there was actually it could have been fake, but I swear there was like a guy that got it all
Could have been
correct,
fake.
but then he didn't pick a winner of the national championship.
What year did VCU go deep when they were like a 12 seed? Like the first time they
That was
did.
like 2013.
Yep,
right?
this 2000. Wait, there's my brain going back to college. I was in Nuncook dorm room, which means I was a sophomore, which means it would have been 2010. No, 2011. 2011.
I swear,
They beat Kansas State.
ESPN did like a feature story on this woman who was like, she just filled out a bracket because like her husband's friends all did it, so she did it, and she picked VCU to make it, and like so she had like a pretty, I think she had like a perfect bracket going in, and it was like this woman that had never watched basketball.
You know what team I used to like back in the day, or not like back in the day, but was like with a cool team that made it far? Wichita State. Fred Van
Oh
Fleet.
yeah, the Shockers.
The
They're pretty
Shockers.
cool. I didn't like them because they played in the Mo Valley. They played against UNI and Drake, so I didn't like Wichita State. So I.
What's your favorite? What's your biggest upset all time? Upset all time?
Probably.
Like I'm a Kansas fan, but the one that sticks in my mind is UNI upsetting Kansas number 1.
Yeah.
was pretty
Yep.
insane.
I was in a hotel room.
What was his name?
For
Ali
Farouk
Manesh.
Farouk Manesh.
Man, he hit that dagger 3.
So he didn't play that year. He was redshirting, but that team technically had a Sheraton Charger on it. My a friend of mine from high school, his older brother Brett Spiker, was a redshirt, so I used to watch for him on the. No, that's not true. He played for Drake. I just lied. He played for Drake the couple years before when they got upset by Western Kentucky. That was a lie that I just did. That's a lie. Yeah, Ali
obviously you
Farouk was the guy who hit that shot.
I mean, I feel like it's almost got to be the Virginia first number one seed losing to a 16 seed. I can't remember who they lost to, but
Yep, sadly, I wasn't home for the first half of that, so I had to watch the end. And so I kind of missed all the magic because that was a obliteration completely, right?
I think so.
But then they won the title in the next season. So
Oh, yeah, they did. When I was in another Andy's in college story, Norfolk State beat Mizzou, and I went to college in Missouri. So the fact that like there were so many Missouri fans around, they were a 2 seed. Norfolk State was a 15, and there's been like 4 since then. But at that time, it was still unheard of. It was only Hampton and Iowa State at that point, I think.
I think the favorite from my childhood was Florida Gulf Coast. Their first when they won their 15th seed, and they were Dunk City or whatever it was.
Georgetown lost that. I know exactly where I was in all these games. I was sitting in my college cafeteria watching it on the little screen.
no, when I went to New London, they used to put all the March Madness games like up in like the little, where they have all the TVs and like the in the lounge area.
Oh yeah.
They used to put them there. We'd go between classes watching.
Oh yeah, Coach Maynard would have it up on the like projector in my study hall.
Yeah, Coach Maynard. Fun fact: he's a copycat. He got married on my anniversary, and then he named his kid Addison, just like I did. And he moved to Mount Pleasant about the same time I did. We always joke about it. But so my wife's a teacher, and she teaches math, and she does not put the games. I always joke with her because I say that if you're a math teacher, that's the perfect excuse to just flip the games on. Maybe it's just the education of Sheraton back when I went there, but every teacher had the games on. It was unheard of to not have the games on.
It was like our social studies teachers who were also coaches.
They just put it on.
Yeah.
Because it starts at like 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
You still got a couple hours left of school. No, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I'll say that I joke around and say that if the teachers aren't putting the games on, then I don't. I always joke with my wife. I say, I have a bunch of your kids skip today. I don't blame them.
Wow.
But, I mean, it's like 2 days. Like 400.
How long do you think your bracket will go? First round?
Perfect? Yeah. Probably. Usually goes about 2 games.
Yeah.
I'd have to look at the schedule to see. But
who kicks it off? I mean, like who's? I mean, obviously the 16.
Is there a way to see?
Is it Maryland, West Virginia? I might know that.
There's a game tonight.
8-9, I think. I
mean, not the actual main bracket game.
Yeah, Alford plays tonight, and so does Fairleigh Dickinson.
They don't have like dates next to them.
No, but I'm getting my.
Ooh, I should pick Grand. I think I'm gonna.
It's an 8-9.
I think I might pick Grand Canyon to beat Gonzaga. Grand Canyon is known for making some runs.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Bottom right. Bottom.
So when Grand Canyon popped up, I was like, they are significant for some reason. Why? Why do I care?
They made that little run in.
Is that true? I don't think that's true. I think you have a Mandela effect. Because I know why Grand Canyon matters to us.
Why is that?
Because 2 years ago when Iowa was a number 2 seed, they played Grand Canyon in the first round.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yep. Because I thought so too. I was like, Grand Canyon made a big run. But no, they just played Iowa when they were 2 seed. I think they played them close.
Must be.
And that's when, I'll complain about it one more time, that's when Oregon got a bye in the first round. And then, of course, Iowa had to be the team that played the team that got a bye, and then they got upset.
I mean, their best win is against Sam Houston State, so I don't know how confident I am.
Never mind.
Lost to Purdue by 18. Sorry, that's Gonzaga.
So they've lost
All
Nevada,
Virginia
North
by
Texas,
13.
Utah Valley. They have not beat a top 25. They haven't even played a top 25 team.
No, actually, I'm going to make a bold prediction right now.
Yeah.
What's the spread in this game? Gonzaga's going to beat Grand Canyon by 20 points. Put your house on that one,
all right,
watchers. There was another one I saw that was going to be a huge blowout. I said I thought Mizzou was going to beat Utah State.
I almost picked Utah State to beat Mizzou though.
Because you go through these and you see the bad seeds and you see who they've beaten, and like you want to see that they're better than their seed.
Where's
You want
Utah
to
State?
pick the upsets, and there are a couple of teams that I saw where I was like, oh, these guys stink.
What's crazy is like, think. All it takes is one to just completely ruin your bracket.
Yeah.
Like what if Marquette, the 2 seed, loses to Vermont? It's like,
which
which
Let's see what the matchup is like.
like Vermont is not good.
No.
I mean, they are good in the sense that they're,
They lost to St. Mary's by 26 points.
Yeah, they. Maybe
Yeah,
I
I
should
kinda
pick St.
think that
Mary's, dude. I
Vermont's
keep
gonna
seeing
win.
them blow people out.
They lost to Yale by 29.
15. Oh wow, that's crazy.
But they only
actually.
lost to USC by 2. And they only beat Colgate by
The
1.
15 seeds
Man.
are hot right now. They've won. They've won a game in each of the probably half of the years since 5-6 years ago.
No,
And there's a 15 that went to the Elite Eight last year. Remember that? The Peacocks. Who Doug Eater played, and then he transferred, and then he's transferring again. Or did you make that up the other day? Or did I make that
no,
up just now?
I don't think he's transferring again.
I was right about something, by the way. Maryland and West Virginia play tomorrow, 11:15 a.m. By the way, one last thing, because we're going to have to go soon. Something that the tournament allows people to do
What's that?
is you have to turn the channel on True TV, and then some people fall into Impractical Jokers, which is one of my favorite shows, which people complain about, I think, during the tournament. But it's a great chaser to it when the March Madness is all over, and then the Impractical Jokers comes on. It's a way to make it go down a little smoother. And then we got Furman, Virginia. This is all times when you kids are going to be in school. West Virginia, Maryland, Furman, Virginia, Utah State, Missouri, Howard, Kansas, Alabama, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, and Charleston, your first upset, Nick, plays at 2:10.
All right, one last question. Do you think Michigan State will beat USC? That's a tough game, in my opinion.
I don't know. Izzo gets all the calls, but is that only in the Big Ten play?
I don't know.
I don't know. Before we go, though, I have to say one last thing.
It's tough.
We tweeted the link to this.
Yep.
This is our bracket challenge, if you're tuning in late.
Yeah.
It's called Friends of the Union. There's no password. All you do is just put your bracket in. You can do 2, but I'm asking for, you can do 2 unless you caught us early, then you got 5. Those people, whatever, you got us. I'm asking that if you do 2, you at least kind of either make a joke one or you attribute the second one to a family member or animal.
I feel like you always have to do one serious and one meme.
Yeah, one serious. Yeah, do a meme.
Like, do a meme one.
Meme us to death. And that should be all, because we got to get going to this team picture. So thank you guys for this watching this unorthodox
we were just kind of ranting back and forth.
episode where we just really are just pumping each other up for March Madness. We'll probably talk about it a little bit throughout the weeks. Although, there's a few track meets coming up next.
Yep.
And then about 2 shows from now, we're going to be into soccer season.
Yep.
And then golf and tennis here pretty soon. So stick with us. Wednesdays at 2 o'clock for now. We might have some changes in the spring as far as what days, but it's always going to be once a week. So for the UCLA Bruins, I'm Andy Krutzinger.
I'm Hunter Moeller.
For the Kansas Jayhawks and UConn fan Nick. UConn.
Yeah, I got UConn.
Yeah, UConn fan Nick
UConn.
Steffens on the 1s and 2s.
We'll see you.
Hope you liked seeing his haircut today. His face isn't always on this show.
Yep.
We'll see you.
Yeah, when?
Not
Oh,
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Next
Next week.